The House Financial Services Committee wrapping up day 2 of its hearings on Facebook's new cryptocurrency project, Libra. Our next guest coming to us hot off her testimony. Here's what she told lawmakers moments ago.
We're seeing a wave of interest in cryptocurrencies and countless imitators which borrow some features of, but are decidedly not cryptocurrencies. Libra is not a cryptocurrency. I urge you to view Bitcoin as open public networks that enable innovation and growth, and to treat Libra and its future imitators, and there will be many, in the context of the facts, private efforts led by corporations holding billions of dollars of the public's money.
Joining us now is Coinshares Chief Strategy Officer Meltem Demirors. Meltem, great to have you on. Thanks for joining us. How big of a threat would Libra be? Is it dangerous?
I don't think the question is it dangerous per se? I think really today what you saw in the House, led by Chairwoman Waters, who did an exceptional job, was lawmakers are trying to understand what is Libra. Nobody really understands. Libra would like to be cryptocurrency. That is how Facebook is styling this. But the facts are that Libra holds assets, including US dollars and government securities, and is holding the public's funds. So I think the first step really today was figuring out what is this and what does that mean for how we go about figuring out what to do with Libra.
And you explained it very well to the House today, Meltem, in terms of what it is and how it differs from Bitcoin. And you make the point that it is different in part because Facebook is a closed network. Facebook is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Facebook will have tremendous opportunity because of Libra, but also tremendous responsibility. What is your take as a Bitcoin expert on whether or not this could be, systemically important, systemically dangerous down the road?
Absolutely. I think at the end of the day, really what the question here is cryptocurrencies are not going away. It's been 10 years since the Bitcoin network launched. The Bitcoin network is worth a lot of money. You're showing the Bitcoin ticker every day almost, so investors are looking at it. Cryptocurrencies are here to stay. And the question really is what do we do with cryptocurrencies, which are one thing that is separate and distinct, and what is Libra and what should we do with it? I think the big concern of everyone in this hearing today was really the fact that Facebook has such tremendous size and such a massive impact on the digital economy. We're talking about 2.7 billion users. That's a lot of influence and a lot of power. And so there are questions about systemic risk. There are questions about anti-competitiveness. There are questions about who this consortium is and how it's selected. And that's really what lawmakers were trying to untangle.
I mean, Facebook, in some ways, or in many ways, this is sort of centralized versus the effort to decentralize, right, when it comes to Bitcoin and blockchain. But putting that aside, Meltem, what are the chances, do you think, that Congress will actually confuse the issues and want to regulate cryptocurrencies at large?
So I do think there is a misunderstanding that cryptocurrency is not regulated. The Bitcoin network is not regulated. It's a technology. But the businesses that are built on top of Bitcoin are regulated.
I should say increased regulation. Sorry. I know that there are anti-money laundering,
sure.
Your customer provisions, all that on the institutions that deal with Bitcoin. But in terms of ramping up regulation to the point where the growth and the acceptance and the usage of Bitcoin may get curtailed.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think on both sides of the aisle, it was very clear that no one saw cryptocurrencies as being Libra, and everyone wants financial innovation. I think in speaking about the unbanked, which, by the way, are not a body shield, and that is not just a technology problem, but everyone wants to facilitate more innovation to enable the quote-unquote digital economy to grow through things like cryptocurrencies. Nobody is arguing with that. I think what we are trying to determine is how do we make the United States a place where innovators continue to build businesses, and how do we create a regime, a regulatory regime that reduces the burden on small startups and firms and allows them to compete with really large corporations who have great lobbyists, very expensive lawyers, and large war chests.
Hey, Meltem, it's BK. Great to see you.
Hey, BK.
Hey, I'm curious. We both travel around the world to a lot of different events. I always find that other countries are way ahead of the U.S. When it comes to regulatory clarity, let's call it. Yeah. After being in Washington, after talking to Congress, do you feel that's changing? Are we going to start to see some more regulatory clarity or maybe some coordination globally?
I certainly think after the hearings we had yesterday in the Senate and today in the House, lawmakers are very aware that the U.S. needs to remain competitive, that regulatory clarity is tantamount. There are a number of efforts underway, including the Token Taxonomy Act, which Congressman Davidson notably is leading with other members of the House. We also have Congressman McHenry, who's very focused on these topics. I think it's too early to say whether new regulation will be applied. I do think we'll see the formation of a committee to focus on the issue of cryptocurrencies and possibly a separate committee to focus on the issue, a subcommittee or a special sort of group to focus on the issue of Libra, which is distinct and separate. I do think for lawmakers, though, American competitiveness is a primary concern. And again, there's a reason the the Libra Association chose to go to Switzerland. It's regulatory clarity and easier sort of process in terms of doing something innovative, and they want that to happen here in America. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but 10 years into this, I think a lot of us are still waiting for clarity, but I'm hopeful that today's efforts helped push things forward and that it created some of the much needed political momentum to get that going.
Meltem Demirors of Coinshares, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I think she's very optimistic.
She's more optimistic than me. I mean, listen, I'll tell you right now, Asia is eating the U.S.'s lunch. They are so far ahead of us that I'm afraid the U.S. may have already lost the race. We still have a chance, but it's very concerning to me. This is where finance is going. This is the new technology. We talk about Netflix and how that changed cable. This is happening in finance today, and the U.S. is the center of finance. We're sitting in New York. This is what New York does, and we should take the lead in it.
How about for Facebook? 2 days of hearings, David Marcus getting grilled, basically.
Yeah.
Is this turning into, maybe this is not worth it? I mean, from a shareholder standpoint, do you question now?
Well, it's never been the reason why I've been in the stock.
Sure.
Right? And I think...
Could it be a reason to get out of the stock?
Because you think so much is built into the price already? No, I don't think so. And this will die down. This frenzy around them. Their max poster child appeal is during their hearings on the Hill. Mm-hmm. We're finished with that.
For now.
For now.
For now.
Right.
All right.
It's a tough seat to be in.